I've been trying to look at what is grief, and each and every day I still continue to get deeper meaning of grief and figuring out how does grief come. I realized that grief is a natural response to loss because the moment you've lost someone, no one tells you that you should start missing them, that you should start thinking about them, that you should start thinking about the memories you and this person had. Um, I came to realize it's the suffering that you feel when you've lost something or someone you loved, maybe a close family member, maybe just a loved one, could be your friend. And one thing I've realized about grief is that it can be so overwhelming. It feels like a very heavy load on your back, and you might experience very many mixed reactions, very difficult and very I would call them unexpected emotions that. One minute you're happy, the other minute you're sad, the other minute you're crying, the other minute you're very angry. I don't know whether you have gotten yourself into such. Uh, some of the experiences or rather unexpected emotions that you might feel is anger. You find yourself in disbelief. You find yourself fighting, and you don't know why you're fighting. It's just because maybe one of you is in disbelief or a group is in disbelief, yet you have accepted what is happening. So mixed reactions and different emotions are experienced during this particular time. Grief comes with a lot of pain, and there is something that happens when you're in deep pain. Personally, I've come to realize when I am grieving as an individual, I'll rarely shed tears. But what affects me? One, pain that I don't know how to navigate that path full of pain. The pain of grief always disrupts a lot within someone or a lot in someone. Personally, what I've experienced lately since I lost my mom, I am not that person who cries when things happen. I I am so emotional, I don't deny that. I'll find myself crying, but my response to grief, because I realized this even when I lost my grandmother, that I would be very, very active, want to do things in a very active way. Maybe if I remember of something that I would call childish, like when I remembered how my grandmother really took a lot of care on me, how my grandmother was so loving. I remember the way she could hide some of the things like mandazis, what, that kind of love where you figure out and say, hey, yani shosho alikuwa ananipenda hivi to an extent ananifichia kitu ananipea, and these are her own children, akina uncles and akina my dads, the younger dads, and my auntie, like hawapewi shoshona. So that moment really brought back, took me back to a place of reflecting of what kind of love, besides how our grandmother lived. She was so loving that she could not have afforded not to give the mjukuu, now the grandchild, something. So I remember during when I lost my grandmother, I really remembered some of those childish things and I really cried about them and it really helped me. But wait a minute, when I lost mom is someone who had been through a journey for 8 years, and most of the time I had seen her in all the stages, like from the time you told this is cancer, treatment, sometimes treatment doesn't work, sometimes it works, sometimes she's in mood swings because of those chemotherapy side effects and everything. To an extent, she went through mastectomy, she could go through psychosocial support because she lost one of her breasts and she was feeling like she was not a woman enough, for lack of a better word. I remember going through all those stages and trying to walk this journey with her. To that point, you get this person a dummy breast, and now the worst happens that you are told now cancer is back, and it's back as liver cancer, no longer breast cancer. We are dealing with liver cancer, and it's on stage 4. And not only on stage 4, it has already affected the kidneys, it's going to the lungs, it's going to wherever, like the whole body, and all the critical organs have been kind of affected. Not kind of, actually, they have been affected. Like they're going to be laid down in very few, like they will be stopping to function. So what did I resort to? Most people saw me on social media, even odd hours. I lost sleep. I couldn't feed properly. I couldn't drink properly, and I couldn't think straight. That's how I reacted to grief. And actually, let me tell you, one thing when you have a patient, I came to realize you start stopping to think straight immediately the news are broken to you. I was the first person who the news were broken to, but that was actually in April this year, 2024. I couldn't have been able to tell anyone else. I remember telling the doctor, this is my sister's number, this is take these numbers and talk to everyone, and talk even to my brother when he's here, because I didn't want to break the news to anyone. Why? I came to learn from my therapist that I had already started grieving. I started grieving way before I now literally lost my mom. Like I grieved way before losing my mom. Like actually now I have lost her. So that's something. And my biggest challenge in this journey has been not mood swings. I'm not that person who has mood swings. I know how to handle things as they come, and I thank God for that wisdom. One of it, I bank it on the background, the psychosocial support background that I have. Not the psychosocial support background of supporting the widows only, but my own course of having done psychology. It really helped me. Like, I would sit down, think deeply, and think so much. Like, okay, here I am as Diana Kamande.